Yo, what's up, everybody? Joey J. Ping here, checking in live, respectmyregion.com. We're here at day 2 of the official MJ BizCon 2024 convention trade show. We're on the showroom floor at the Trees booth. Today's journey brought to you guys by Trees and Seedless Media. We're here with a very special guest. We've got David Cooey. He's the CEO, co-founder of Jointly. You guys are a cannabis software platform, and you guys use data-driven insights to help provide a better retail experience and on the consumer side as well.
Exactly.
Thank you for being here today, David.
Yeah,
Good morning.
Good morning.
We, on this typical day of MJ BizCon, people are usually a little sluggish. My voice is all raspy. You guys threw a great event last night.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Had a really great time. But before we get into all the fun stuff and, what you guys are working on, going into 2025 and all these different things, I'd love to learn a little bit about you, a little bit about Jointly and what you guys are up to. And so obviously you're the big boss over here at Jointly. But so who are you guys? What do you guys do? And what are you really working on?
Sure. Yeah. Jointly, I call it a platform for purposeful cannabis consumption.
Okay.
And so we offer benefits to consumers and to retailers. For consumers, we help them learn how to have a better cannabis experience through purposeful consumpmption. So we help them through an app that's available in both app stores. We help people be more intentional about why they're using cannabis, be very deliberate about their product choices, and be mindful of all the factors that can impact your experience, like dose
Absolutely.
and time between dose and setting and time of day, all those things. And so the consumers use our app to track their consumption and improve it. And then the data we get from their reflections kind of informs. We've got a database of goal-specific product performance. So like what products work best for which reasons, because when people are using our app, we ask them, why are you using cannabis and how well is it working for you?
Yep.
And so we've got hundreds of thousands of data points around that. And then we have data around cannabis consumption best practices. So like, how do you turn the dials to solve the cannabis puzzle and make it, have it be something you add to your life and make your life better? And so
a lot of people smoke cannabis. I think that the articles and the media were saying a couple of years ago, right? 70% or more are using cannabis for sleep purposes, or specifically for like a specific, ailment or issue or a scenario, right?
Right.
Those articles, that media work wasn't even talking about like, oh, we use it for creativity or we use it to go do something more positive versus fixing.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that, there's this unique ability with cannabis where you can do something on the outside, you can ingest things for the inside, you can inhale things which has a certain speed and efficacy, and then you can also ingest things that have a certain speed and efficacy, and they're different and unique in their own capacities. So with you guys and these touch points and these data points that you guys have, I find it really interesting, and this is one of the reasons why I chose, to want to interview with you guys is, it's all about providing patients more access in a lot of places. This early cannabis is about just giving accessibility. But then what about the people that are doing things over time or have new injuries or have new situations come up? Well, we've got to have informed decisions. And when you look things up on the internet, with WebMD, everything leads to cancer. And that's tough.
Right.
It's confusing also, too, because everything is this and that, or you don't really know. It's so vague. And in cannabis, we've been relying on Leafly for so long for the strain guidance. And it's really no disrespect to Leafly. It's not enough when you start to... When weed's not the same every time because it's a plan.
Right.
Yeah, and so I love what you guys are doing and I find it very interesting. Let's dive into some of these data points, right?
Sure, yeah.
I'm a retail marketer. We're a publication. We create content. Talk to me a little bit about these data points and how it, works with these customer profiles and how retailers can use it to ultimately grow their business, right? We're at the Trees booth. We're elevating retail and money grows on trees. So how do you guys help these retailers grow more money, grow their revenues?
Yeah, for sure. So we're integrated with Trees. Our software kind of plugs into an e-commerce solution or a point of sale solution. And the way that it helps dispensaries make more money basically is we've got a few different ways that we're doing it. We've got a virtual bud tender that goes on a dispensary's website.
Love
so
that.
you've probably heard of those. The idea is, you walk into a dispensary, there's usually 1, 2, 3, 4 people who are there to help you.
Yep.
You arrive on a dispensary's website and you're kind of there alone browsing the catalog.
100%.
And so
that's when price typically dominates and really truly owns that shopping experience, unfortunately.
Right. And so we've we've taken all of the wisdom that's in our data from all those reflections that people have made and trained an AI AI bud tender, virtual bud tender that lives on the websites and helps increase conversion. So people who use the virtual bud tender to build a cart build larger carts than the carts that are built without the virtual bud tender.
Yeah,
so that helps add some revenue.
something or someone is effectively guiding them at
yeah
that point.
yeah because you can ask the thing literally any natural language question you want. There's also kind of a guided flow where you can look for flower for sleep or gummy for creativity, but you can ask it anything you want. You can say, I'm looking for a product to go hiking with this afternoon, or you can say, I'm looking for a product to go hiking with this afternoon, but I want to make sure my head's not racing too much because I get paranoid sometimes. And it uses all of the information from our platform with the goals that people have for their consumption, those factors that can impact the results, and 9 side effects that people track, and helps kind of the tool reaches into trees to find out what's in stock, and then tells the customer, here's what's going to work best for you.
So reading between the lines and listening here, on my e-com experience, right, for my website, it can communicate for us labor time.
Yep. So yeah, I can answer questions about what's the parking lot like.
Upsell, cross-sell, and do that in a data-driven way based on inventory, available inventory in real time.
Exactly.
And based on AI data-driven communication, just, a variety of languages, right?
Yep.
To be able to make these informed recommendations, both to remove inventory, increase basket size, and decrease shopping time. And because the bot's there, I would imagine if they're still hanging out on the website and they haven't finished their purchase, remind them to finish their purchase.
Right, yeah.
Right. So that way we're increasing the conversions as well, right?
Yeah.
People that know e-com, it's a numbers game. The more traffic you get, the more sales you get. Hopefully that traffic is local for dispensaries, right? Or metro local or city or, town local, for that to happen. And so I find that that's very powerful. And I appreciate that you guys have created this. Tell me how this got started. At what point did you realize we've got to solve a problem and this is what you saw?
Yeah. Thanks. It's been super fun. We started with that consumer app way back in 2018. We that's when I started working on that, and we published the first version of that in 2020.
Wow.
And it was kind of there's a few different kind of things that caused it to happen, I guess. One is as a cannabis consumer, it always bothered me that people sold by effect, which I like. Selling by effect is good, I think. But selling by effect without any data about what works best, any real, organic, authentic data about what works best. And as a consumer, I kind of, and a statistician in a way, I always looked at those labels that said sleep, energize, relax, those kind of things. I'm like, how do you know? And so we wanted to go out and collect that data in some way. And so that's kind of part of the impetus for starting it. And then the other part was when I was getting to know cannabis as an adult, I kind of believed in the stigma as a kid. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions? I was like, sure, no questions.
Of course.
But started using cannabis in my 30s and realized how wrong I was about cannabis, because if you consume it purposefully, it'll make your life better. It's not like the other ones.
Of course.
And so this app we built was kind of built around a bunch of work and research I did around how to have a good experience, which is what kind of grew into purposeful consumption. So it's about being intentional with the reasons why you're consuming, and then choosing products that are going to work for those reasons based on real data.
Yep.
And then it's not like traditional medicine where you just rub a little cannabis on your anxiety and it goes away.
Of course,
it's a holistic experience where you have to get a whole bunch of lifestyle and factors and methods right to make it work for you.
Bud tenders and humans, we have this tendency to recommend things that we like or that are biased. And we talked to and interviewed plenty of retailers, and they 100% leadership always encourages them to only make recommendations of things that they stand behind.
Right.
I don't always agree with that, because there's too many products for staff to try and afford, and it's an unfair expectation to rely only on that at the end of the day.
For sure.
And also too, it creates bottlenecks in the inventory world, where if they're only pushing the things that they like, aka the things that they can buy or get their hands on, that is a severe imbalance in the grand scheme of a bar chart that has a lot of inventory on some and littles on others.
Yeah, you just have SKUs that just sit there because
they don't do it, and that creates, you know, just because something isn't selling because your staff isn't recommending it doesn't mean it doesn't absolutely belong. I know the food is always fresh in that grocery store with everything all the time, right?
Yeah.
And
that reminds me of something, if you don't mind me interrupting.
No, please, go ahead.
I forgot part of our platform, but it's related to what you were just saying.
Perfect.
We have, in addition to the virtual bud tender we made for people's websites, we made an AI-driven sales assistant for bud tenders, like for in-store bud tenders. It can go on a phone, tablet, any kind of screen they want, and it basically gives the bud tender a tool both for their own professional development and for selling and upselling, because it has the wisdom of all of everything that's
the bud tender doesn't know what they have in the back in the
they got 500
inventory
SKUs,
or what it just became available on the floor for sale because it was there. It wasn't there when they were working yesterday, but they got it overnight and did the intake, and now it's there that morning. The manager's running late, so like there's not gonna know if it can make those suggestions and literally say recommend this based on data of what they're purchasing by. You're gonna get increased basket size. You're gonna move through more product, and it's gonna be the product that you want to move through at the end of the day.
Yeah,
and I love that.
Yeah.
David,
our goal with that one is to add one more SKU to every cart. That's kind of
I love that. One more SKU to every cart, man. Jordan, you guys are doing great work. Data-driven insights to improve the customer experience, to help retailers grow their revenue. Today, we're here at the Trees booth, and this entire experience is about elevating the retail experience. I think you can check those boxes off for growing revenue and elevating the experience. Thank you, David, for being here with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Before we get you out of here, though, what states, regions do you serve currently? Where are you serving, or where would you like people to start working? What other places would you like to start working with people in?
Gotcha. Well, the consumer app's available in all 50 states, so we have users in all 50 states.
Beautiful.
The retail apps, we're in about 10 states now.
Cool.
It works in all 50 states because luckily, based on what we're doing, we've built it to be compliant across all the different markets. And so we've got retail partners now in Michigan and in Colorado, California, Arizona, Massachusetts. And so we haven't really targeted one particular area because it's something that can kind of work anywhere. So anybody who's down to try implementing this in their operation, it can work anywhere, recreational, medical, because it kind of crosses the boundaries there a little bit. So
I love that. 10 states, soon to be 50. Jointly's coming in hot. Make sure you guys tap in. Retailers, feel free to reach out to me if you guys have any questions. I'll be sure to pass it along. Or if you'd like to reach out directly, what's the website, David?
Our website is jointlybetter.com.
Awesome.
And if anybody wants a demo or talk to me, you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm easy to find with that name, David
Kooi, K-O-O-I. David, K-O-O-I. Make sure you guys reach out. Big shout out to our sponsor today, Trees and Seedless Media. Make sure you guys reach out if you guys have any questions. Seedless Media, full service marketing agency specializing in SMS, MMS, loyalty, Google AdWords, a variety of good things. And Trees, of course, our partner for all things e-com, payments, and inventory management and data analytics. These are our guys. So make sure you guys tap in. I love y'all. We'll see you on the next episode. Big shout out to MJ BizCon. Peace. Let's go.